guys, this is Maddox Jones. I'm sitting here at my mum and dad's house where I'm staying during lockdown. I thought I'd make you a little video basically to give you a bit of an insight into my Headspace EP, which is out on July the 10th, and I'm really proud of it. I'm just going to shout about it until everyone hears it. It's a little bit about like what the EP, what the message of the EP, then talk about, basically break down each song and talk about like how it came about and who I did it with. So yeah, grab yourself a cup of tea.
Come into my headspace, come into my headspace.
The general message of the EP, most of the songs have been written this year. So like 2020 has been basically, I found myself at the start of 2020, January. I was single, recently come out of a relationship, a 4-year relationship, so obviously quite a big deal. So yeah, just kind of, I've been on this personal growth kind of journey and looking at myself and trying to be more authentic, which is like such a great thing to be. And also once you kind of think, well, I can just be myself now, it's actually like quite liberating really. So I recommend it, authenticity. What it means to be authentic is, I guess, to try and talk about stuff that means something to you. Don't be afraid to just be who you are, like, and unashamedly, do you know what I mean? No matter what people think. Because I think nowadays with social media and things like that, some people think, oh, what will people think if I do this or post this? Don't worry about it. People love to hear your story, basically. Like, getting a bit of an insight into who someone is makes it very watchable, I think, if you're, thinking about that kind of stuff. Yeah, so the general message of the EP is self-growth, self-development, looking at bad habits and trying to kind of change them and break them. The first song on the EP is called Headspace and kind of touches on my journey into meditation. It's basically about wanting to be there for someone when they're going through something hard. Kind of I had been with my breakup, and it's about kind of searching for a deeper connection with someone. It was written in Clipston basically with my friend and producer Dave Crawford. He's someone I've worked with on and off for the last couple of years really, so we kind of got together, we get together like one evening a week, go over to his house, and it was February I think, and I was like playing around with these chords, started doing this melody like then I was like, I don't know how it happened, but I came up with a lyric anyway. Come into my headspace, come into my headspace, let me into yours. Come into my headspace. And it just felt like a really kind of had healing qualities to that kind of chorus. And then the verse is kind of like taking the listener for a bit of guided meditation. So it's like, take a deep breath, let it all out. Feel the ground pushing back against your feet now. Slow it down, feel the beat of your heart. So it's all that kind of like, I don't know if you've ever done guided meditation, you just lie back and kind of gets guided through a meditation process. So yeah, that song, as a lot of my songs, I'm kind of sitting there singing the lyrics, but when they actually got written, I don't actually know kind of where it comes from sometimes. So I kind of believe in a bit of flow state, which is where when you're creating, you don't really know kind of what's happening until you've kind of finished the song and you're like, wow, that's pretty cool. So that kind of happened in one evening around Dave's, basically, Dave Crawford's at Plastic Tree Studios. Production is more like kind of housey. It's the most housey one. It's got a 4-to-the-floor beat. It's got like nice like 80s style pads. I think we used the Prophet for that. And yeah, it's just a really kind of soothing song about wanting to find a deeper connection with someone and like saying you're going to be there for them through anything. You know what I mean? It really means a lot to me, that song. And then the next song is called My House. Which was written around the same time, but actually on I've got a piano over there, you can't see right now. But yeah, so My House is a song that's about seeing the false side of like partying and like doing too many drugs and seeing the kind of false side of it all. And it's another song where I kind of came up with, like, I didn't really mean to write this chorus, but like the chorus goes, Let's go back to my house. I think the neighbors are all out. Do another lie, tell another lie. And it's quite like an exposed chorus. It's like telling the truth about stuff. And actually in dream language, my house represents yourself. So it's like, let's go back to my house. I think the neighbours are all out, which is kind of saying like, I think I'm a bit lonely, like searching for some kind of connection. And that was kind of written, in Northampton at my mum and dad's house. And then I kind of took it to Plastic Tree Studios. But yeah, so a girl on my label called Salt Ashes, who's a great like synth pop, dark synth pop artist. She was doing her EP with this guy called Louis Siave. Louis, if I pronounce your name wrong, I'm very sorry. And I saw them on Instagram and I was like, I knew Louis from like years ago when I used to live in London. So I basically hit him up. We arranged a date to meet where I'd go round to his house. He's got a studio in his house. I basically played him the track and he loved it straight away. So we kind of worked from the demo. We loaded up the demo on Logic. It was really strange actually because when we first met, when I got to London, we walked back to his house and we'd both just gone for a breakup. We were both looking for like some more authenticity and I wanted to make music now that was actually more just me basically. So we made a point of producing the track like around the piano, which is how I originally wrote it, rather than like dressing it up with like loads of synths and stuff like that. So that was quite a cathartic process. We made sure that I played all the parts and like it just came from a real place. Even though it's electronic music, we wanted it to have that core of realness.
I'm bored, it's late, I can't sleep, so
it was written in Brighton with a friend of mine, ADAL, who is a future pop artist, and we've written together for the last couple of years, like doing collabs and stuff. So I went down to his, I think that was January, February time, and it was the last day. Like I normally go down there for 3 days, and then I picked up the guitar, as you always do, getting a guitar. I'm bored, it's late, I can't sleep, so I'm scrolling my newsfeed. I swear I was meant for more than this. I watched 15 minutes of 3 new series on Netflix, and I can't make up my mind how to waste a bit more of my time. I was born in the 80s, playing ball in the park, getting drunk in the dark, kissing by the bike shed, throwing stones at your window. We had big dreams then, where are they now? I swear we were meant for more than this. I swear we were meant for more than this. I wrote the verse to that basically, and then I took it in, like I think Adam was in, ADAL, he's called Adam, was in the other room, and I played it to him, and he was like, yeah, this is it. It's a bit of like an autobiographical song about how it's easy to kind of get sucked into like scrolling your phone, like wasting hours on social media, and like this is kind of saying like there is more than this. And like remember when we were kids, we used to dream, you know, when you were a kid you dream of being a fireman or you dream of being a famous musician. Like you got to keep those dreams alive basically. Let's have a bit of epicness in our lives, you know what I mean? We're allowed to dream, like we don't always have to be worried about what people think and all that, like, do you know what I mean? Let's just go for what we want. Like, so that was like January, I think end of January. That's another one that Dave Crawford produced. So we took it to Clipston, recorded it, and then I think Adam came up to do some backing vocals. We've got these backing vocals in the chorus which sound like a bit of a choir, like it goes oh, like choral, which I love, and we just layered our voices up, stacked them up. And I love kind of the Stranger Things kind of synthy 80s kind of feel to this. Like it feels nostalgic, do you know what I mean? Like that kind of music, you know, the kind of arpeggios and like the old moves, like do, 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 do. Now on to Dancing Feels Good basically, which is a tune that I wrote with Harry Tarleton. It's about knowing you've got to change your ways, but when it comes to it, it's like the temptation of going with that person or like indulging in these bad habits is like too good to like resist. So it's like dancing feels good. How sometimes when you can let yourself go by doing the wrong things, can't you? Like everyone who lives for the weekend and goes out on a Friday getting crazy drunk, It's not always the best thing to do, is it? But it feels good at the time. So yeah, Harry, normally me and Harry actually work over email. We've been working together for a couple of years, but he hit me up and he was like, in about February time, and he was like, I've got a studio in London for a couple of days, you want to come down? So I went down for a day to Brixton, had an amazing coffee when I was on the way. I remember that. I don't know why I remember like weird things sometimes. Great coffee in Brixton. And yeah, so that we met up, and on the walk to the studio, we were like, what kind of tune do you want to write? Like, I love this like spontaneity of writing. And we were like, right, let's do something that's like a bit funky, a bit Nile Rodgers, got a bit of a groove to it, like, because the rest of the EP is kind of like ballady or like a bit more laid back. And we ended up with like a bit of a dark verse and then into this like real uplifting chorus. It's Friday PM, just about the time I go for a drink with my friends. I've been trying to be good to myself. I don't wanna do that again. Oh, pre-chorus. I'm done with talking till 4 AM about nothing. Pour my heart out to a stranger who promises but never calls. Why do we do it to each other? Oh, I don't have the answer. I just want something real. Chorus is like, got this little guitar line, but dancing, and a wicked bass line as well. Feels good, it's a weight off my mind. I'm having such a good time, but dancing feels good. I can keep on moving, even with my feet on the ground. Da-da-na-na-na-na. That line that you hear there was just like me going na 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 na. Is we actually ended up layering that with me and him singing the bits, so it kind of sounded like a synth line but done with voices, which is like in keeping with us wanting to keep the track, even though we want it to be like upbeat, we want it to be quite organic. So I've got a real bass sound and like the guitar in it as well. So it's like a bit of a fusion between electronic and real instruments, and I think it works really well. Basically, it's totally different. It's like, yeah, it's a bit like Nile Rodgers, a bit chic. It's kind of a nice change of tempo for the EP.
I've been sleep talking.
No More Ghosts. It's my favourite song on the EP. I wrote it about a year ago after watching an episode of a Netflix series called You, which is about this kind of obsessive boyfriend. I'll let you watch it if you haven't watched it, but it's really good. But anyway, there's one scene where the main character, Joe Goldberg, he kind of says there's no more ghosts in this bed, and I really like that line. So it was late at night and I got my voice note out. I started singing this song, like, I've been sleep talking ever since you left. I've been sleep talking ever since you left. Trying to find a reason to let go, but I can't get you out of my head. And I've been sleepwalking every single night. This morning I woke up, I knew that I'd said goodbye. There's no more ghosts in my head, no more fear in my bed. There's no more ghosts, there's no more ghosts. So that was all I had. And then I played it to my friend Rob Cross, who is a great singer-songwriter from Cardiff, who I sometimes work with. So I sent it to him over Facebook actually. He got inspired, he worked on it, and did it kind of this epic kind of with string arrangements. And it's about basically finally letting go of something or someone that's been haunting you. And it's that relief, like when you're like, I'm actually over it now, like, there's no more ghosts in my head. The first time I've wrote a ballad, I'm like, this is banging, do you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to write good, dark ballads. Sometimes it all gets a bit too nice. I've hit the mark this time. So yeah, that was written a year ago. When I first wrote it, I was still in Born Stranger, which was more of like a dance pop kind of thing. So the song didn't really fit, even though it was like, my label's, the guy called Jürgen, it was his favourite song basically that I'd ever written. But we didn't have a home for it, so we kind of left it there. And I'm glad we did, because when this EP came around, I was like, this track fits perfectly at the end. It tells the story, because I'm like breaking up with my past and looking forward, being more authentic, and I'm really proud of it. And the speaking of your name won't haunt me through the day. and the shadows of you fade and fall away under the weight of all the lovers that I take, the failures and mistakes. Now the image of you, baby, it ain't keeping me awake. There's no more ghosts in my head, no more fear in my bed. There's no more ghosts, there's no more ghosts. So I know I've just poured my heart out and told you all about it. I could probably say loads more, to be honest. This is a bit of a snapshot of me just chatting to you guys. Hopefully you found it beneficial. So yeah, thanks for watching. My EP is called Headspace. It's out on July the 10th worldwide. You can get it on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Deezer, all of the online digital retailers basically. And I'd love it if you could give it a listen and let me know what you think. Yeah, follow me on socials. Everything, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's Maddox Jones. Just type that in, you'll find me. I'm on TikTok as well. Not doing any crazy dancing, but I am on TikTok. So yeah, great guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.